We shall. You're set.
Thank you. All right, so settle in and close your eyes and imagine yourself in our beautiful circle of women, placing that circle wherever you would like to have it, outdoors, in nature, or in a beautiful setting of a favorite place that you like to go, that you've invited all of the women to the most exquisite place that you like to be in. You've asked them to be guests in your place of joy and wonder. And grasp the hand of the woman on both sides of you, connecting our circle through time and space, knowing that distance is just a measurement. It's not a measurement of truth, it's just a measurement of our constructs, that we're as close as we can imagine we are, even when our distance may be in truth. It's okay, we're still with one another. And just allowing ourselves to sink into the circle, allowing us to claim our place in the circle, to anchor ourselves. And to feel the presence of each of the women that have joined us, and even those who are not on the call today. That we feel their presence in our heart, and that we connect with one another in a way that expands us, allows us to learn new things and share new things, and find rootedness and grounding. And to be reminded that the circle is a place for us to leave our worries, to bring our concerns to the circle, and just feel that energy as it circulates around the circle, that palatable sense of companionship and friendship and presence. And just give a nice squeeze to the hand on both sides of you, letting the woman know that you are present and available to support her in her journey as well.
And you gently bring your palms together in front of your heart center. We tune in with 3 arms. Inhale deeply. Inhale and suspend your breath. And exhale. Good. I would like for you to take off your shoes if you wear shoes, or if you have socks, maybe remove also the socks. And for those who sit on the chair, they can cross the ankle over the opposite leg. Otherwise, I want you to just attend to one foot, doesn't matter which one, yeah? And I want you just to make circular motions with your thumb, the sole of your foot. And then close your eyes. And just take a moment and see how much attention do I daily give to my feet who carry me through life, who carry my weight, my physical weight, my emotional weight, my mental weight. And if we look down at our feet, they are really little. With their, 26 bones. So, but through our feet, we can access our entire body. And when we massage our feet, we are strengthening our earth element within us. And as we mentioned in the check-in, that's really needed right now. Because the stronger our earth element is, the stronger our understanding is for ourselves and for others. So in general, I invite you to pay attention to your feet, especially in the next weeks, so that we stay centered and calm in this turmoil that we're experiencing here. Good. And especially in the evening, just take a few drops of whatever oil you like. Prefer the sesame oil, but just a few drops, and do this in the evening before you go to bed. It will pull the air element down into your feet, and you'll most likely think less. Good. Let's go to the other foot. Often we pay attention to our foot if we break a toe. Then we become aware of how important these feet are. And as always said, people who want to leave this planet, the first thing they disconnect from is the earth element. Good. And then for the remaining few seconds, just take a moment of gratitude and be thankful for your feet. Good. And then we let go of our feet and we go into our palms and we rub the inside of our palm, left or right, doesn't matter. Just rub it, create some heat. We can access our body through our feet and through our hands, as well as through our ears. Yeah, so all the entire systems and organs are in our hands and accessible. Let's create a little bit heat here. And then we go to our opposite hand. Good, and then just rub your ears for a moment. It actually feels really good and something we're not having in our regular routine. But just imagine by touching your ears, you can touch your entire spine, your nervous system, your immune system, gallbladder, spleen, all the organs being stimulated through the acupressure points. Good, and then we come back. We interlace our fingers in front. And just for a moment, feel the warmth in your earlobes. Now inhale left, exhale right. All breath through your nostrils. Good, and keep going. Close your eyes and just move your spine, twist it. So we're stimulating the digestive tract, the liver. I could imagine in the last days, some of us, myself included, our livers were a little challenged. And then we help our liver to detox, to get decongested. Removing some upsets out of our stomach, some bitterness out of our gallbladder, some irritations out of our spleen. some impurities out of our lungs and sinuses. Good, and then we come to center. We inhale up, overhead, exhale to parallel. Engage your spine a little bit, start to arch and round, so that you create more flexibility and you activate the spinal fluid. Especially in these days, and since COVID, a lot of us are sitting a lot. And I see this with my private clients. The legs are more tight. Move your pelvis forward and back. Good, now inhale, keep your fingers interlaced, they are behind your head now, palms facing upward. Now keep your hands behind your head, and then you exhale, you bring your arms up, straighten your arms. Inhale, hands go back behind your head and neck, and exhale up. Straighten your arms as much as you can. Good, and we bring our palms facing our shoulders. Take a deep breath here for a moment. And as Gabi shared in the check-in, the immune system right now is crucial. And the more we can do and support our lymphatic system, the better. So the next posture, we will just do for 2 minutes. But in our tradition, if people are sick or on the verge, they do it for 11 minutes. So we celebrate that we just do it now for 2 minutes, okay? So you keep your arms in this position, the palms face the shoulders. On the inhalation, you extend, you shoot your left arm up. On the exhalation, you shoot your right arm up. It's like, and you go as fast as you can. You hit the side of your rib. So now you know why it's great that we do 2 minutes. But if you feel something's coming on, now do it for 11. This is phenomenal for your lymphatic system. Remember, there are a lot of lymph nodes in your armpits, upper arm, underarm, chest. Really shoot them out. Straighten the arms when they go out to the side. And we can take control of our health. As much as we can. But we can strengthen from the inside out. And I think that's our responsibility. That does not mean we don't get hit, but maybe it's a bit less. A little bit more, keep up. Good, and bring the elbows in, palms facing the shoulders. Just feel the energy inside of you right now. Now imagine you do it for 10, 11 minutes. There are a lot of things that don't want to stay inside of you. They want to escape. And maybe all the unwanted, foreigners inside of us. Last movement, arms go out to the side, palms facing forward. That's your inhale. On the exhale, you make a fist and you hit your thymus gland. If you experience coughing or colds, well, this is a great one to support your immune system. Good. Now just hit your chest. Gently go all over. Good. This was our little tune up this morning. Bring your left hand onto your heart center, right hand on top. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, open mouth. 2 more times. Inhale. Good, my dears. Enjoy the discourse.
Thank you, Siddhi. Good morning, ladies. Siddhi and I had mentioned to you that we would be leading you in a new discipline today, which we have designed. But however, we have several new ladies that have joined us today. Thank you for Dinah for inviting some of your friends to join us, and welcome to them. So we decided that we would share the discipline next week after they've had an opportunity to spend 1 week with us in our regular sort of schedule and unfolding. So that will be next week with that. So today we're going to talk about beauty as good for the soul. Let's make this 2021 the year of beauty, and not in the traditional ways that we think about beauty. Exquisite, tiny pieces of beauty expressing itself in you, through you, and around you. Beauty that emanates in a way out of you, that joy is just a natural expression of you through this beauty. An internal beauty that is not containable and that doesn't have really words to describe it. It's more of an essence, the essence of us, the essence of life around us. So let's reframe what beauty can look like. Beauty as an experience beyond the physical form. It can include, of course, the physical form, but beyond the obvious. We've been trained in our Western thinking to view beauty in a certain way, particularly a physicality of beauty. And there is something really lovely about a well-tuned body. But even that is less expressive than a body that has an internal tuning that is expressing something that's beautiful versus the external. We all know that, but I don't think that we've taken it into our daily practice as a discipline. So I want to talk about how it is that we incorporate the experience of beauty as a discipline in our lives, by reframing it as not just the physicality around us or our physicality, but as a reminder of the unlimited nature of the universe, one way to look at beauty. Many of us talk, and I've said this before, but it's important to restate it, that we feel often trapped in the choices that we have in a particular situation and feel like there are limited outcomes. And the truth is, in most cases, there are unlimited ways that we can approach something that's going on in our lives. Many of those avenues may not be the ones that we're most interested in exploring. We may have already set uh, our minds is set on a certain way that a situation will unfold. But if we're willing to look beyond the obvious or the comfortable or the pattern of how we have handled a certain situation in the past and allow ourselves to imagine into a different solution, then that's probably unlimited. There's so many ways for us to respond to what's happening around us. And there's a beauty in that choice. There's a beauty in the possibility that each moment is unfolding in a way that we have a contribution to it, a responsibility to that moment, in a way that makes it exquisitely beautiful. To imagine that every second of the day you can choose to be in a certain way. You can be in a happy or a discontent, or you can be in inquiry, or you can be in sadness or silence or effusiveness. It's unlimited the way that you can sit in each moment, and it's your choice. We get to choose how beauty looks to us in that moment. And there's a freedom, a beauty of the freedom of knowing that we really can choose to respond and to be experiencing the moment in a fresh way that's up to us. Every situation is up to us. And when we really sit in the truth of that, there's an exquisite beauty that arises, knowing that we can choose to be however we want. Beauty as a synchronicity, the noticing around us how incredible the coincidences and the overlappings and the availability of situations and people and resources when they're needed, that there is a synchronicity that's happening naturally in our universe, and we're a piece of that. And when we see that synchronicity and we recognize it and we note it and we deepen into it and we feel the generosity of it, the generosity of our universe, the cosmos, is so exquisitely beautiful. And when we start to allow that to be part of how we are experiencing and seeing beauty, then it's happening around us in a very subtle way all the time. So the discipline of beauty is that we have to set ourselves in a place with an awareness and a consciousness that allows us to be noticing when these very subtle things are happening, when the very subtle synchronicities are happening, that we're aware of them. And from that awareness and that sweetness, there's a joy and a beauty that emanates from us. It's almost like you will giggle when you see how regular, how consistent, how it's not even juicy. It's that there's another word. It's underneath of everything is a resonance that is in relationship to everything else. And when we start tapping into that resonance, we feel this effusive sense of being a part of the whole, that we are. When we experience something that is in synchronicity, we recognize that we're part of the wave. We're not separate from it. We may be a drop in the ocean, but we're part of the ocean. We are the ocean. Beauty as spontaneity. When we start to recognize and believe and to act out of our freedom to be spontaneous in any moment, every moment can be a spontaneous new moment. And when we start looking at the routines in our life, Siddhi was speaking to this morning in our during our check-in, that we often just go through the rote of how we put our mornings together, how we're doing certain things in the day. We're just doing them out of the rote pattern that we've created that is maybe expedient or it works really well for us. But when we start to recognize that we can be spontaneous in any second that we want, we can change the order of things we're doing. We can respond with laughter. We can respond with a question. We can absolutely change up every moment of our day. Absolutely every moment. If we choose to, there's a beauty in the freedom that we have being in this embodied form to be able to be in a spontaneous action all the time, not just when everything is going on well around us and everything's settled and we think, oh, I can change it up now. Change it up all the time. Change it up with every breath. Use spontaneity as a way for you to experience the beauty of being in this embodied form. Reminding yourself that you have choice in every moment to be spontaneous. I think when you look at children, at young children, and how they play and how they move through their day, and they are so spontaneous. They're going in one direction and they feel something flood through them and they turn and they go somewhere else, or they see a butterfly and they take off after the butterfly. They're so spontaneous with what the universe is offering up. They're responding in every moment. And sometimes we're like, no, stay on the path, keep going. We're trying to go somewhere. But their minds are so not trapped by routine or pattern or expectation. They're just willing to, whatever comes up, comes up. If we can be childlike in our spontaneity and our availability to be influenced by the universe as it's offering up beauty for us in so many exquisite, subtle, tiny ways, if we can look at our spontaneity as one of the pieces of beauty, we have the capacity in our physical body to become spontaneous and in response to anything and everything. And if we're not, we're losing part of the spark of being in this embodied form. This embodied form gives us the flexibility and the freedom to get up out of our chair and go do something in an instant, to respond to something in an instant. That spontaneity is exquisitely beautiful. We have the opportunity to look at beauty as composition. How are things put together? What is the composition? An artist will look at the composition of a canvas and decide what are the elements on this canvas and how will they be in relationship to one another. Beauty can be how you arrange 3 objects on your side table next to the bed. Just as simple as your book and your water and your glasses. How you've put them there can be an act of beauty for you if you want it to be. So simple. Beauty is the simplest, tiniest, subtlest things that are around us that we take for just this is how it is. We don't even take a moment to look a little deeper or to experience a little deeper into the subtleties around us. Beauty as the unseen. What is around you in the unseen world, but that you know is there? Scent is a perfect example. What scents are you inviting into your life? How beautiful to make a choice in the morning if you want to use an essential oil or maybe an aromatic spray of some sort, or if you want to light a candle or to have something, the flowers that Sasha shared with us this morning, the roses, those have beauty. Of course, we will all look at flowers, have beauty in so many ways, but scent is just one of them. How are you experiencing the scent of whatever it is that's in your surroundings? How do you set the tone for that in your surroundings? The unseen holds an enormous capacity for beauty in our life. How are we tending to the unseen in our lives? How are we tending to the energy that surrounds us in the area, in the home, in our surroundings that we can impact? How are we tending to the energy of that? How are we metaphorically opening up the windows and airing out the space? There's so much stagnant air in the spaces around us right now, partly because of the time of year, partly because of COVID, and partly because of our attitudes. We've been in this lockdown and shutdown and close in a way that's unusual. Yes, we want fresh air and we go out and we can walk around and have that, but our mind and our experiences have shut down. We're not experiencing the same ways because we're not out and about. Open up your space metaphorically and physically, not just the windows you open to the outside air, but the windows you open from your inside experience out. Open yourself up to the fullness of this universe. It's a beautiful opportunity. It's beauty. When we're open to the unseen, we're experiencing an expanded state of consciousness. We should be in that state all the time. There's no reason for us to be contracted. We can see beauty as an expression of creativity. What are the ways that you're creating into the world, and how are you recognizing the beauty? One of the things I live with my eldest son and his girlfriend, and they like to cook. And so there's always something going on here with food. And I'm always saying to them, take a picture of that, because they're creating these beautiful foods that have color and texture, and there's so much happening on the plate. And I'm just taken by what is an impact, a visual impact for me. It's not even the eating of it, it's the impact of the beauty of it. Fresh vegetables are exquisite in their colors and their textures. And that's their creativity. What's your creativity? How are you expressing your creativity and recognizing the beauty in it and sitting in the beauty of your creativity? Most of you have many different creative avenues, but are you really, really using those as one of your beauty points, your touch points for beauty? I'm creative and I'm expressing beauty into the world, and I'm experiencing that beauty inside myself. These are all layers. We're talking about layers, the unlimited nature of the universe, synchronicity, spontaneity, composition, freedom, the unseen. These are layers of beauty that exist in our lives today. We don't even have to go look for them. They're here. They're choices we make. They're ways that we're surrounded. They're what we're seeing and smelling and tasting and not seeing. Beauty is passion. What is your passion? How are you living your passion into the world? And how are you experiencing that passion internally as beauty? Beauty as simplicity. This is a really big one. How are we paring down our lives in a way that just the exquisite pieces that we experience, whether it's something we see or something that we're arranging or something that we're experiencing as the sense or however it is, how are we stripping off the pieces that are unnecessary and only sitting with the exquisite parts of the most intense beauty around us? Simplicity. Stripping off the layers that aren't offering us access to this beauty. Beauty as mystery. In all of the ancient teachings that from every tradition, one of the main teachings is mystery. To get into any sort of a spiritual practice, we have to be willing to accept mystery. Every spiritual teaching will relate to you in ways that are concrete and in ways that are mysterious. And there's an exquisite beauty in being able to approach and to invite in mystery and to be willing to sit with the unknown of mystery. Mystery isn't always something that we can lay out as a plan and understand the steps of it. Mystery is meant to be mysterious and unknown. Mystery is meant to bring up inquisitive natures in us and to allow us to relinquish our hold on things that are predictable and only in a certain way. It allows us to be living into possibility that we're not necessarily looking at. Beauty is a practice. Beauty is a discipline. It's not how we look. It's not what we're necessarily touching. It's how we are as an experience. How are we experiencing the world as we move through it? and recognizing that each of these pieces of our experience as our synchronicity and our spontaneity and our freedom and our passion, that those are unquantifiable. We cannot contain them. They cannot be contained. The beauty that is around us and through us cannot be contained. And as we're looking, ladies, for the subtleties of this journey, we're going to start seeing beauty expressing itself and revealing itself as we're stripping off these layers. There's a beautiful saying in the Navajo tradition that says, beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty all around me. It's from a Navajo prayer of gratitude, that if we start to see the world as just beautiful, we'll have a different experience of the world. So much is happening around us right now that is what we might have said as not beautiful in people's reactions and in the pain that we see for individuals and families. It's more incumbent upon us now than ever to be seeing beauty in the many exquisite ways that it's showing up that are more subtle, and to make a practice of that as you go through your day. Beauty engages our heart, and beauty requires a certain stillness in us, a pausing, so that we can actually experience and see and note. It requires us to be much more alert. It requires for us to be accepting that beauty is going to show up in ways that we hadn't expected. So if you can take this next week and look for beauty and allow beauty to rise up in ways that are not traditional and in places that are unexpected, and just sit with how much and how fortunate and how unexpected beauty can be and is in our lives, and allow yourself to sit in that gratitude for the week, I think we'll find that we're having a different experience of this crazy world.
Thank you, Nirmala. I'd like for us to come into the lotus in front of our heart center, because for me the lotus is expressing beauty. So the tip of our pinkies touch, the heels of our hands touch, that's important, and the side of our thumbs are touching. All the other fingers are extended out to the side and they're straight. And just hold this mudra against your body. Close your eyes gently. You know, I read yesterday the sentence, beauty is life when life unveils her holy face. And beauty, as we said last week in Sanskrit, is Sundaram. So I want you just to inhale Sundaram or mentally recite it on your exhalation, whatever serves you best. For some, it's mentally reciting Sundaram in the gap between the inhalation, exhalation, or exhalation, inhalation. Just focus on your inner beauty, mentally reciting Sundaram. How would your life show up if you unveil your holy face? we're releasing the mantra and just being present to our breath. Our palms touch. And we conclude the session this morning with Aum Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale deeply. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And may you experience a lot of inner and outer beauty this week. Namaste. Thank you for joining, and remember next week we will introduce the Kriya. Yeah? Have a beautiful week.
Thank you. Love.